Aloha. This is Rollin Frost. You're on show 911. 911 weeks I've served you. I'm following up on the final prediction for April. And this is the last couple days in April. And as predicted, we had tornadoes. Now the line that I predicted ran right up through here. And that's the way it started on Sunday, and with tornadoes, and it's the same line that went down through Mexico City and produced the earthquake, but up here produces the tornadoes, which I talked about. And since then, this is now Monday, the middle of the day, the whole storm scene has moved this way, and now all the tornadoes are running through here. So it's like a belt of tornadoes, huh?
Moving into Alabama, already moved into Alabama. Here in Birmingham, the weather's getting worse. Trees are starting to blow here. Light skies behind me. In contrast over here, you can see these streets are almost abandoned. People are really starting to hunker down here in Birmingham. Skies getting darker here and darker still to the north as this storm moves to the northeast of us, sweeping past the Birmingham area probably within the next few minutes. One official with the National Weather Service told me some of these storms could be long-track tornadoes, meaning they could be on the ground for 30 minutes or longer. Very, very damaging. People here in Birmingham are told, get off the streets, hunker down. If you live in a manufactured home, get out of it, get to some sturdy shelter. So that's what people seem to be doing now, Wolf. The streets here, not many people are moving around, and those who do are advised to get inside pretty soon. As you can see, the wind is starting to kick up here. We're feeling some rain a little bit. A tornado warning just north of here in Athens, Alabama, a short time ago. It is moving toward us very, very fast, Wolf.
You have a safe area for you and the crew, Brian?
We do. There's a parking garage here to my right. We can actually show this to you. We can hunker down here if we have to. The Emergency Management Agency underground facility is right there. We can bang on the door and we think they'll let us in. So we've got a place to go. We're going to stay safe, but we're also going to be out here monitoring the storms.
Brian Todd watching the situation for us, and it is an awful situation, a major
150-mile-an-hour wind. Some of these tornadoes that, like I say, started over more to the west, were a half a mile wide. Yes, these that got on the ground a half a mile. It's not like they're tornadoes. You should change the word over to ground hurricanes, huh?
Remember, you can always follow us on Twitter. You can tweet me at Wolf Flitzer, tweet the show at CNN Sit Room. Be sure to join us again tomorrow in the Situation Room. You can always watch us.
4 deadly storms that have already touched down. Our reporters are in the center of the zone. So far, 16 people have lost their lives after the deadly storms hit Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Iowa. You're looking right now at footage of a tornado that tore through Tupelo, Mississippi just a short time ago. We just got this video in from KDR Media. Forecasters there and the governor has declared a state of emergency. The violent storms at this moment now threatening Alabama, Louisiana, and Tennessee. Tupelo's Mayor Jason Shelton joins me now on the phone. Mayor Shelton, thank you very much. We're just starting to get pictures in from where you are. How severe is the damage?
49 million people kind of panicked out over tornadoes. This reminds you a little bit of last weekend, or the weekend before this, where we had everybody in Mexico City, largest city in the world, panicking out too. Millions of people, impacted by the Grand Cross, the new moon on Uranus, and you guys are now a couple of weeks out of it, huh? So hopefully it's calmed down a little bit. Tornadoes. Here's the original, show 905, where I hit that line and it goes from Mexico City up through Oklahoma, huh? The Grand Cross. And you see it doesn't get better. Here's 906, 907. Here's 908. 908 covers this period that we just went through, and it's useful to take a look at it because you're getting real Uranus again, huh? Things that go around spinning, woo, hurricane, tornado, shakiness, and it really started Saturday night when the moon went by and hit the prior new moon place at 11 degrees of Aries. And people realized that they were in trouble. And there was going to be spinning things on the ground. It's gone through Sunday and into Monday here a little bit. And tonight here we're going to have the new moon that hopefully is going to take a little energy off of this Grand Cross, and maybe things will quiet down a little bit. Anyway, another solid prediction from your astrologer. Here's the way it looks, you know, when you do the work, huh? Well, you know, many people lost everything they had in that storm. I'm here on May 1st. I think there's 60 people dead or so. Anyway, here's the way it looks now. What's going on for you guys? And we're going to talk about the third week in May. I'm just realizing that I'm here on May 1st talking to you folks about something 2 weeks up ahead. There's the news for you. Mars is stationing on May 20th. So as Mars stations, what happens? It gets hot, and tempers flare, and testosterone levels soar. On the outside, yeah, heat waves. On the inside, you may become more aggressive or more protective. Mars' job is to protect. He's Ku, the keeper of the forest, protects the trees and cuts the canoes. Yeah, Aries is an agricultural god who takes care of the olive orchards and, you know, chases the wolves away from the herd of whatchamacallits. So Mars is a real hero. In your culture, he's a fireman. Who doesn't like a fireman? Or an EMT guy, you know, comes along in the ambulance, and really, same like a fireman, they have equal skills. I tell people, if you have a problem, whatever it is, you're going to call 911, always call the fire department first. Even if it's a heart attack, they'll get here before anybody. And they know CPR, and they do things. And if Mars is there, well, the police probably won't arrive till later. And we don't know what mischief they might be up to, but there won't be mischief if Mars is there. So I love Mars myself. Of course, if he gets confused, if he doesn't know what to protect, because his job is to protect. If he doesn't know what to protect or how to do it, or he's confused about doing it, out comes the sword, and the god of war shows up, and boy, he can be destructive. So if you feel impatient or angry, ask yourself what you're protecting. Or what's that guy who's so upset protecting? If he's confused, see if he knows what he's protecting. Mars just does physical stuff. The fireman doesn't get off the fire engine pissed off. No. And the EMT doesn't climb off of that ambulance to save you ticked off. Mars protect your property. Mars protect your body. These are real Martians, huh? So Mars peaks out on the 20th when he stops. But as he comes up to it, you know, it gets hotter and hotter, and there's more protectiveness or destructiveness, fires or fight. And it peaks out on the 20th, and then it comes down. How far is this? Well, with the big planets, I usually say it comes out here to 20 days. But you're going to feel this, you know, you're only, 5-6 days from here. So this is going to get stronger and stronger, and you're already up here. So you've already felt Mars vibes, huh? Ask yourself what you're protecting. As soon as you do, the anger's gone in a split second. As soon as you understand what to protect, there'll be a physical thing to do. Oh, I got to clean that up. I got to nail that down. I got to, just like the EMT, just like the fireman, you will have something physical the hero can do to properly protect. So now you see why I've drawn Mars like that. You know, I'm thinking that he's not going to be the great protector necessarily, because he's coming back to 9 degrees of Libra. And, you know, you had that terrible April. We were just talking about the last hit. But upshot is, the pattern of planets is still there. There's still a grand cross going on here, but it's not being set off by a lunation, so it doesn't have that emotional freaky quality of over exaggeration. No, but it's still there. And as Mars, slows down and stops at 9 Libra and then goes forward, well, he's stopping squaring Pluto. He's going to be unhappy. Here's all the sports guys, the weird stuff. Mr. Sterling, the poor guy. Here's this old guy with the real foxy girlfriend and lots of money, and he doesn't want his girlfriend's pictures out there with these huge, massive, testosterone-packed African heap Martians, and he just backfired on him, and it turned into a racial trip, and he's going to have to give up his blah blah. Isn't it amazing how the American public takes off on racism when we should be talking about the drug war? But then Mars is going to have trouble protecting. What's he protecting? Here's Venus over here on Uranus, opposing him. Here's the girlfriend. Here's the media. So the Martian here, this Magic Johnson, he can't speak out very easily. And here's Jupiter over here. I didn't draw that in. He's a little far off for the square, but he's still a law professor. Pluto, whoa, squaring him. So Mars is probably not going to be too happy. He's frustrated. I know I am. I bet you're really frustrated because I'm 2 weeks in your past. I had to keep that in mind. I'm speaking to you from 2 weeks ago. So here's Mars. He's ticked off. He's going to peak out on the 20th. Let's take a look at it day by day and see if we can anticipate what the vibes are like. Help you navigate out there when people are most packed with testosterone and looking for something to fix or something to fight. That's the question. On Thursday night, if you're on the 15th, and most of you are, you got, sextile to Venus, or trine to Venus and Uranus. Mercury's opposed. You're not going to communicate very well, but there's pleasurable things on the intellectual enlightenment scale, and brotherhood and sisterhood is very strong here on Thursday night, the 15th. The moon's in Sagittarius. Not bad. Friday, the 16th, continues with good sisterhood kind of feelings. And as you get into late Friday night, maybe 10, 11 o'clock, the moon shifts in to Capricorn, depends on your location. And everything starts to change. And it starts becoming territorial. And why shouldn't the guy be ticked off that his girlfriend's putting all these pictures on with, these huge black guys, and she's a brown girl who's hoppa and kind of, I like these big, massive football or basketball players. I don't blame the guy, but boy, he got blamed. Anyway, here's Pluto. Pluto is the policeman. Pluto's the investigator. But here's a square to Mars right here. And that Mars square is when you're most ticked off, when you're having trouble about what you're protecting. The interesting thing is that Neptune's here at 7 degrees, 7.5. So first, Saturday morning, there's a righteousness. We all go to church. Everybody gets in line. All the guys under color, all the basketball players line up and say, oh, that was a bad man. Are they still talking about Mr. Sterling 2 weeks in the future? It's possible. They can't stop, huh? The media they love it's like a flock of noisy birds. Once they get us started on something, look out. So here's Mars. He's totally under pressure. He comes along afterwards. It's about 3 hours afterwards. We have the square to Mars, and he's ticked off. And Mars is not happy with this stuff, especially those things the Neptune, the priest-artist doctor, lays down. Oh, let's all go sing the praises of, blah, 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 the movie stars, the popes, the basketball stars, all the stars and privileged people, and yet blang, here's Mars closed out. Can't be aggressive now. No. Starts Saturday. Now this could easily be fires. People too loose with hydrocarbons, and here's Mars trying to start a fire. And there will be some fires on Saturday the 17th. But it starts with Neptune, and it's like, here you are at church believing everything is running along fine, believe the preacher, and then, damn, the fire breaks out. And the anger is here. So don't expect you're going to get through Saturday without some flashes. And, it gets really strong here as the moon goes by Pluto. That's, Saturday night. And people get territorial. Don't tell me what to do. This is my territory. It's all about police. It's all about, a whole power and control issue, which gets downright offensive when you get to the Uranus and the Jupiter part of it. Which happens just after the power play by Pluto at 13 degrees. Along comes Uranus at 15 degrees and Jupiter at 17 degrees. So first comes the media, that's late Saturday night, and then really late, early Sunday morning comes wise people, but they're not helping the matter. They're all pushing the flames. Terrorists, bombers, eek. So this is your Pluto, remember him? Eek, a bug. So Saturday is a day of panic, and everybody fights and kind of loses control, okay? Not a good Saturday. Thank heavens that we had a Taurus new moon eclipse that sextiles Pluto and Neptune and took some of the energy off that Grand Cross. But Saturday's still a heck of a day, and it runs into Sunday morning. And you're probably going to feel this all the way through Sunday until you get to Sunday night when there's a nice trine to the sun, and we start getting our heads, and the Father peeks out and says, come on, let's get something done here. It's okay. So you get some relief. Monday morning, the 19th, the moon's in Aquarius, feels different. I got a plan. Mars is in harmony. I got a trine to Mars Monday night. Actually, Monday afternoon, we start getting the heroes are coming out. We're fixing things. There's Brotherhood late Monday night with a sextile to Uranus, and rewards Tuesday morning with a sextile to Venus. Mars and Venus, the young people, Romeo and Juliet are getting together in brotherhood and sisterhood, and they're forming a union, and they're talking about it in the middle of Tuesday, May 20th, which is the date that Mars actually stops, and most powerful. So Monday, Tuesday, 19th, 20th, I hope the young folks speak out. They're the ones getting, we got the minimum wage. We made it bigger, they said, the politicians of Hawaii, and you'll have $10 an hour in 4 years. 4 years, Mars says? What the hell kind of help is that? Raise a minimum wage. Take credit for raising it 4 years from now. Shameful. That's the way you might feel Wednesday morning. What did everybody do there? There's a square to the sun. Not sure they should have done that. On Wednesday afternoon, the moon's in Pisces and it goes by Neptune here. Oops, where am I? There I am. And we believe in this, and we're all, kind of confused though, huh? And all the stuff you're doing, what this Neptune stuff is? It's the drug war that Nixon and Reagan and the fat cats all started to keep Woodstock in jail. Yes. And so, if you're going to go sing this song on Wednesday, there's going to be some young people that aren't happy. They're the ones that have been ripped off. Sanjay Gupta said, wow, we've been misled, terribly and systematically misled for 70 years. Yeah, almost 70 years, and he apologizes. Well, there's the drug war. And too bad. Kind of, Neptune is tricky. There's some power here. If you understand it, late Wednesday night, you can understand maybe how to handle these powers and righteously. But on Thursday, on the 22nd, the moon makes a nice trine to Jupiter and a trine to Saturn, and good sense comes out. Is this about religion? Is this about the drug war? Is this about the movie stars or the popes or the oil or the Keystone Pipeline, which is a travesty. That tar sands is one of the worst things you could dig up, worse than coal. So, this is a crazy thing by, will good sense triumph here over these Piscean issues, these Neptune issues? We had a new moon sextile Neptune, I hope so. On Friday the 23rd, let's do it this way, the moon goes into Aries, and it all changes again. Instead of inspired good sense, we did have a square to Mercury Thursday night, the 22nd, stopped communicating. But we got a plan Friday morning. There's a sextile to the sun on the 23rd. The moon's in Aries. It feels pretty strong until the alarms go off Friday night. Here's this opposition to Mars. The moon's in Aries at 9 degrees. Mars stopped on the 20th. This is the 23rd. And we got heat. We got fires. We got protesters killed by troops. Oh yeah, because here's the protesters, Uranus. And their fights started breaking out Friday night. And let's suppress those freaky people. And here on Saturday we have a group of protesters. And Mars could easily take out some of his ticked off, misplaced protectionism on these poor people. These are homeless people. These are young girls, some of them too. So Mars is having a battle. What, they just kidnapped 200 girls in Nigeria? Anyway, here's your heat day. It really starts Friday. Get prepared. If you need to have a cool place, some fans and a little, water on your body can cool anybody off. And you may need it on Saturday. There could be some crisis here, some heat crisis in the world someplace, huh? It doesn't lighten up till you get to Sunday morning after breakfast. Even then, the moon goes by the south node and Mercury. The kids say, we need help, and a lot of people need help here Sunday morning. You get to almost to lunch. It gets a little better. The moon goes into Taurus on Sunday, the 25th. And Sunday night there's a sextile to Neptune, and some of our beliefs come back again. And Monday, in the middle of the day, there's a trine to Pluto, and we got some control on the 26th. And maybe did that get you through the Mars crisis? I don't know. Mars can be, Saturn is the great malefic in ancient astrology, so you got to watch old Saturn here. But he's trining Jupiter now and working with the wise man. Mars was the lesser malefic, and so Mars can be tough. And I don't blame them. These young guys, they're getting the worst of it all. Minimum wage. You know what? Can't find work? Go in the military. Jeez. Okay, here's a little different perspective on Mars. We haven't raised Mars very well. Here, what happened to me yesterday is, I'm living on very little, so I go through my coupons to see. I buy things on sale. And I'm going through the coupon book, and what did I see? This little beauty right here. Loves kids. Can I get it in focus? White bread. Love's Bakery makes a white bread. $3.69 for a 24-ounce loaf. It's not exactly cheap, but this is why a lot of the young people don't have a break, because they've been fed crap food and they're B vitamin deficient, and there's no nutrition in white bread, folks. They took the wheat germ out, and it's just like eating plastic. But they'll put a few synthetic vitamins in it and then add sugar and try to tell you this is what your kids want. Don't raise your kids on this. If you raise your kids on this, you're going to have kids with bad teeth and criminal tendencies, just like raise them on white sugar, raise them on white bread, raise them on white rice. Yes, this is cultural suicide, and it's good to feed the slaves on stuff like this because it keeps them in a state of paranoia, and it makes them easier to handle. If you can't keep them on the plantation, then send them into the military and or put them in jail. And there's poor Mars. That's the truth of it. So on top of that, we polluted them with lead, knocked their IQ down a little bit, and then we knocked their consciousness down with all our white products. So, Love's Bakery, shame on you. Here's the thing, though. The people at Love's Bakery think they're doing, the people that make this bread and bring it out and put it in the stores, and the folks that sell it, they haven't got a clue that this is poisoning your kids, because it has no B vitamins in it. It's like the white sugar. They take out the molasses and give it to the pigs. Well, they took out the wheat germ and gave it to the pigs. And white rice, same way. Go buy rice bran syrup. You eat white rice in Hawaii, shame on you. Demand brown rice. Shame on me. I'm operating like the Neptune people. Slow down, Frost. Look, all of these carbs can't be burned in the body without the B vitamins. Now, there's all kinds of them there. You know about B6 and B12 and stuff. But those occur in the naturally occurring sugars and carbs, in the grains and the sweets and stuff. But when they're that tasty, the bugs eat them. So corporate industry say, take all this stuff out. We call it refined flour. And they took all of the nutrients out so the bugs won't eat it and it won't rot on the shelves. And you got this nice white goodies, and the white. And the same with the white rice. You take the rice bran off the rice, and you need those. So what happens now if you don't have B vitamins and you eat these things? You give white sugar to the little kid. It robs the B vitamins out of his body. He can't use that white sugar unless he has the B vitamins. And so it takes the B vitamins out, and you get, because these are water soluble, you get immediate behavioral stuff. I mean, it will happen with you too. If you go and eat a whole bunch of white stuff, and look out. You could not want to answer the phone for a day or two. But if you add some molasses, some rice bran syrup, I keep molasses for everybody here at my house. You should too. A tablespoon of molasses will add B vitamins, especially if you eat all this white stuff the white civilization suggests. Eek! Yes, you see, the hippies were right. An enlightened generation, especially about your food. It's a tough lesson. Sorry.